Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today I thought I would do a very quick video for you guys on the how, why, and when you might prune your cucumber plants. That's right, I said cucumber plants. Let's get started. So as you can see here, this is the unruly mess of cucumbers that I'm sort of dealing with at the moment. And the idea was to train them to a single leader, meaning a single vine going up the trellis that we've made for it. And what happened is I did not pay attention to them, and so they started going in different directions. And I'm going to show you today how you identify a sucker, which is very similar to the tomato term sucker, and how you prune them. First, let's talk about how a cucumber plant actually works. So as you can see here, we've got our cucumber vine. This leaf here is actually what they call the sun leaf, or the leaf that's trying to gain energy, right? From there, you're actually going to have a couple of offshoots. You've got the tendril, okay? And then you've got the actual fruit, okay? That's what that looks like. And then right next to the fruit, this little guy right there, that is actually the sucker, what we're discussing today. That's going to create a whole nother vine. That is actually going to zap off energy from the growth of your fruit as well as the growth of your main vine. So I'm going to go ahead and just peel that out of there. Very simple, nothing to it. But now that I've got this incredibly unruly plant going on, we've got to clean up all of those suckers that just took off. Now here's another example here of a main. Here's another example of a main. Here's the leaf, the tendril, and then the main vine there, right? Right below that you can see fruit, main vine, the leaf that just sprung out at us, and the tendril. Now there's starting to form right underneath that fruit is a new sucker. Right there. Okay, so trust me when I say this hurts my soul when doing this. But what it means, however, is that I'm going to give the energy to the right place on my plants. And also I'm going to create a lot more airflow in here. So what I need to start by doing is actually getting down and identifying the actual root of my plant. You can see there's some massive cucumbers under here. There's two of them that I didn't even know were there because, again, I can't even see what's going on in this area here. There are 4 different plants here, and we need to start by identifying that root here. Okay. So as you can see here, this is one of the suckers that has now grown and is growing a whole nother vine. This one is right next to, again, a main leaf, okay? The main stem going up has a tendril next to it. No, there's no fruiting node on there, but that doesn't mean anything. Now it's also starting to now create its own nodes in each one of these different spots. So as I continue, it's going to keep shooting off more and more vines, which is great if you're getting a sprawling effect. If you want something like that, you can still train it even with sprawling, but when you're trellising your cucumbers, it's not ideal, and it's also not helping with fruit production. So get yourself a nice pair of shears in this case, get in there right next to the node of the plant, careful not to cut your main stem, and just take that one off. Now, this one has not gotten any fruit on it, so that's okay. So now that I've identified that, I've got that one cleared up out of the way, I need to go ahead and identify the next one. So here's my next one here, doing the same thing, another shoot that's zapping energy from the plant. No fruit or anything on that one either, so nothing to worry about. Cut that out of the way. I'm going to continue to look through here, focusing on my main stem, looking for my leaf and my fruit. So as I'm going through this, these two large cucumbers here are actually coming off of one of these suckers. So I'm actually going to end up cutting out this whole vine because it's actually going all the way out to my neighbor's fence instead of where I want it to be. But at least I got to harvest two nice cucumbers out of it, and those will be great. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Now, if I'd kept these cleaned up, these cucumbers would still come, but they'd be coming on my main vine and not on those suckers, and I'd be able to see those a lot faster and know. So what I'm going to do here is actually take out that entire vine, which is quite entangled in my other plants, so it's going to be a chore to get it out. Okay, so now that we've got a lot of this cleaned up, I still have one more plant to do. And just a recommendation, if you do let it get this long, make sure you just take it slow, a piece at a time, and cut them out. But I've got one piece here that you can see right next to our clip has another sucker coming off of it. So just wanted to show you yet again kind of what you're looking for. You've got your leaf, you've got a tendril. This one's dried up, which is perfectly fine. If there was a fruit node, the fruit node would be there as well. And then you have what looks like a sucker. And that's the part that you're going to cut off, is that one right there. So trying not to cut the leaf off, but that's okay. And there we go. And so you can see I still have my leaf right next to it. I've got my main stem there, and we've now gone ahead and gotten rid of the actual sucker. So we've done that along the base of all of our plants now. And you can see on this one that I've gone ahead and cleaned up the leaves as well. So let me show you what I mean by that. So as you can see with this one, we've got a number of leaves at the lower base here still. And these leaves aren't getting a lot of sunlight. In fact, if you look at these ones here, you can see they're just kind of browning, dying, because they haven't been getting any airflow. There's no sunlight down here at the bottom of the plant. You can see kind of in the background there, the marigolds aren't getting any sunlight as a result of all this canopy as well. So these leaves are doing absolutely nothing for us. It's not like they're getting much of the sun leaves, if you will. So we're just going to go ahead and take out these bottom row of leaves here. They really aren't causing us any benefit. So there's no reason in leaving them on the plant, because the plant is actually putting energy out into those leaves and trying to save them from dying. So it's not a benefit. So we're just going to trim off that, expose our main leaf there, and I do that for the first foot or so. And if you are trellising the way that I am, then as you continue to lay down these plants so that way you can continue to grow up, then you're going to keep pruning those leaves as you go along. You just don't want any of the leaves really touching the ground. Avoid any opportunity for disease, basically, from backsplash, so on and so forth. So now that we've gotten 3 out of our 4 ones actually pruned up here, kind of show you here. Got 3 out of 4, and now we've got a single leader going up. I can actually easily access my fruit. And as this continues to grow up our string, we can lower the string down, i.e. making the vine go on the ground, and the plant can keep growing, and I can keep putting energy into the fruit itself as long as I stay on top of those suckers, and we can get nice cucumbers all season long. This variety in particular is the actual straight 8 variety. There are many different varieties. Make sure you understand if yours is a bush type or a vining type before trying to take on this project. But you can see this is really great for greenhouse growing especially, and trellising. So understand what you're trying to do. Even if you are letting a few suckers go, probably not wise to let them all go. So there we are, guys. Just a short video. I hope this was helpful in you understanding what a cucumber sucker is, much like a tomato sucker. If you haven't seen video on how to prune tomatoes, definitely check those out as well. I'll link them in the description and at the end here, so that way you guys can check those out. And it's very similar. You're gonna find that sucker, get rid of it. Again, it does depend on your variety. So I hope this was educational for you guys, and as always, I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Thanks for watching.